Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. This is a mini. I'm going to do a quick look at how 45 is doing. Things have not been going well for him. The courts keep saying no. His voters are saying, oh my. He is running around saying the price of eggs have dropped 87%. It's like, um, he did an interview, I guess for NBC with Christian Walker, and what aired was not the entire, right? I mean, they edited it out, they put it all together, but there's a written transcript of the entire interview she did, and I mean, he's just not making any sense. He's saying really crazy stuff. Um, there was at least a time where he was sort of, I like, reined in at least a little bit because it was so easy to fact check him. He doesn't even care about facts anymore, like at all. He's living in this alternate reality where like eggs are really, really cheap. So I want to take a look at what's going on. The AI created a picture of him as Pope. Has caused a lot of trouble. Can't even think what he was thinking. Can't even think why his staff thought that was a brilliant idea. He put it on his Truth Social post. Um, it was an appalling display of ignorance and disregard. And I think you don't have to be Catholic to feel that way. It was just completely out of line and in such bad taste, particularly given the fact that they just buried the Pope, right? And it's not good. It's not good. All right, let's get started. I want to take a quick see at Trump and see how he's doing. Okay. Trump current trajectory, Trump current trajectory, Trump current trajectory. Here we go. Okay, let's get started. He's starting off with the Two of Pentacles. And this really does have to do with the people around him trying to find a balance with him, trying to keep him balanced, calm, not melting down, not ranting and raving in interviews. Um, they're having a hard time because he's not cooperating. And the reason he's not cooperating is because, hello, Tower, because on some level, he understands that people are getting mad at him. I'm not exactly convinced he knows why, but he's starting to understand that not everybody really likes him. Now, of course, all the polls that say that are fake, according to him. But what he says out loud and what he thinks in the quiet of his mind are sometimes not the same thing. And he has an awareness that everything is crumbling beneath him. He's also experiencing, I don't know what, but he's got some health issues that are going on right now. And it's depleting his energy. He's very, very low energy. And I mean, think about it. This is for everybody, but with him, it's amplified. Well, you're not feeling good and your energy is really low and you're feeling really sluggish. Your brain also feels like it's sluggish, right? It's hard to kind of formulate sentences and put words together. Well, apply that and then amplify it by the fact that this man appears to be having a significant decline in his, cognitive abilities. So there's not only the sense that everything is crumbling, but also he's not feeling well. And so there isn't a sort of a sense of even vitality to try to figure out how to push back. So what you get is a lot of ridiculous stuff coming out of his mouth. His concern right now is primarily money. Okay. He is about getting as much of it into his pocket as he can. I think on some level, I've not felt this before when I've gone into his energy, but it actually feels like he himself is starting to realize and recognize that he is not going to do the whole 4 years. And so he feels very, very pressured to, what is that, make hay while the sun shines, right? Get as much as he can while he can. And that would include honoring whatever promises he made to other people in other places that helped him get where he is, possibly, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. So that's where his head is at right now. Ten of Swords. I mean, these are lousy cards. Ten of Swords. All right. So this is where he's at. There's that defeated, that very low energy. And, when he gets like that, I mean, he doesn't tell the truth at the best of times, but when he gets like that, things become even more muddled. And that's why you get him saying things like, well, I don't know if I actually have to uphold the Constitution. This is my question. I wonder if anybody has the balls enough to ask him to define what a constitution is. Not what it says, but just what it is. And I will bet you he couldn't answer that. So I guess you can sort of understand why he's confused about whether he would have to do that if he's not quite sure what it is. And we acknowledge and recognize that this is a man who makes vows and takes oaths casually. They don't actually mean anything to him when he says them. Whether it is, faithfully execute the office or love, honor, cherish, whatever it is, they're very casual to him. In his head, it's sort of like in the moment. I'll do that right now, in this second. Don't ask me about 5 minutes from now, because, that could be different. It's like that sort of a thought process. This is the thing. He really, really, really sees himself as an emperor, okay? And nobody has the fortitude to tell him he has no clothes, okay? Things are chaotic now, and they're going to continue to be getting chaotic. Do not be surprised if there isn't sort of increased talk of him leaving office or thinking about it or how he might do that. I'm not saying he's doing it, and I'm not saying it's happening, but it feels like there's a lot more chatter about literally how to get out of the hot water he is in and the mess he has made. And honestly, in this moment, he doesn't have an answer. So what does he do? He focuses on the money. Just give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. He doesn't want to deal with King, Queen of Swords. He doesn't want to deal with the law. He doesn't want to deal with reality. He doesn't want anybody telling him what he can and cannot do. Ace of Swords. Look at that. The King, the Queen, and the Ace of Swords, one right after another. The courts are going to continue to push back. That arresting that judge, big mistake. It's going to be one of the things that really, really impacts, whether it impacts right now or a little bit down the road or both. But, when you are depending on a court system to support what you want to do, it's not a good idea to piss them off. Literally, charging a judge putting her in jail, even though it was processed, but it's not a good look. And other judges are going, whoa, wait a minute. This guy has far too much power. It's gone to his head. We're not sure if his head's even screwed on right. So he's going to continue to face that real pushback from the legal system, from people, um, suing him and the administration, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's really sort of entertaining, though, is that he actually feels like he's winning. And that just talks to the illusions, okay? So where you're at right now is a man who is feeling very good. He seems to be somewhat mentally confused. He's feeling pressure to a degree and with an intensity that he never felt during his first term. In part because he's so angry. I mean, at least the first term, he was all excited because he won. Then the next 4 years, he screamed because it was rigged. Now he's just angry. He's not. To him, the Oval Office is the office of vengeance. All right, that's his priority. That's his focus. He wants to get even with everybody and anybody who doesn't absolutely love him. And in order to be in that headspace, you're carrying around a tremendous amount of rage and anger. And you do that for long enough. And man alive, I don't care if there's any other actual health issues, that in itself is going to bring you down because the body wasn't designed to hang on to that much anger and that much rage day after day after day after day. And that's where he is. So what comes out of his mouth doesn't make any sense. The way he's moving is very sluggish. And he's listen, we all live in our own bodies, right? I know what my body's doing. I know how it's feeling. I know how much energy it has or doesn't have. And I know when it feels different today than it did yesterday. We all do. Well, so does he. And so there is an awareness somewhere in the back of his head that he's not feeling very well. And it concerns him because he has so much that he still has to do. There's so many people he still has to put the screws to. And I think maybe on some level, he actually thinks he's running out of time. He's not going to do the whole 4 years. That's what I can tell you right now. I wish I could tell you exactly when it would stop, but I can't. But things are going to get more and more difficult, more and more chaotic. And more people are going to be scratching their head when they're trying to understand what he's saying. Never a good look. All right. Thank you for being here so much. Don't forget to throw your questions in the comment section below. To new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. Established ones, oh my God, I adore you guys. And that's what I know. Until next time, take care and be well. Bye for now.